Yeah,
Can you see
visible.
my screen? Okay. So in previous class, we created developer org, Salesforce developer org. Then we created Trillion account and we went through the, oh, is it? Guys, is it for everyone? My voice is echoing or is it normal?
Yeah, it's for me also.
Okay, just a minute. Okay, what about now? Is it good?
Yeah, yeah, Amrapali, it's good. No?
Okay. Yeah. So I was saying in previous session, we created Salesforce developer arc. Then we created trail accounts for everyone. And we went through the Salesforce overview. Okay. So this class will also be a theory class. Okay. And today we are going to learn about user interfaces. Okay. And the other information. So let's first check user interface. So what you are seeing on the screen right now, okay, this particular UI. So Salesforce has two user interface. One is classic and second is lightning user interface. So classic is an old UI and lightning is the new one. So right now which you are seeing on the screen is lightning UI. Okay, it's the new one, new UI. So in 2016, Salesforce introduces this lightning UI, okay, as an alternative to classic. And we can switch between these two UIs anytime. Okay, so here we have a button called View Profile. If I click on this particular button, I will have this option switch to Salesforce Classic. Okay, if I click on this particular button, UI will get changed to Classic UI. Okay, this one. So this is the Classic UI. Okay, and earlier every company used this particular Classic UI. But after 2016, Salesforce like recommended to use Lightning UI, and now all the users have transitioned into Lightning one. Okay, there are few companies that might be using Classic UI. Okay, that's the reason we are learning right now is UI. So the features and functionality will be exactly same in both of the UI. Okay. Then the data will be same. Only the look and feel will be different. There might be slight, features that might not be available in Lightning, but might be available in Classic or vice versa. Okay, but Salesforce is working on that as well. So, in future, Salesforce will deprecate this Classic UI. Okay, until the users fully transit to Lightning UI. Okay, but we have time. We still have time. So, as I said, this is the Classic UI. Okay, yeah. So exactly like uh, Lightning One, we have tabs here. We have this button using. We can switch to applications. Okay, we can switch to applications now, and we have tabs here exactly like Lightning UI. If I go to leads, click on leads. Okay, the list will show up all open leads. Right now it is showing recent leads. Okay, or recent leads. But if I change it to all open leads and click on go, it will gonna show up all the open leads in the system. Okay, so the data will be the exact same as we have in Lightning. Only the difference will be look. Okay, so if I click on this particular record, you will see this one page. So in Classic, for any record, we have like a one page, this one. But let me duplicate this. Okay, here we have switched to Lightning Experience button. So if you are in Classic and if you want to switch into Lightning, okay, you can click on it. Let's go to leads. Yeah, so it opened the exact same lead. So here, as you can see, in Lightning, it's like a complicated page, if you can see. This is a different component over here. We have different component. In details, we can see all the information of fields. Okay, these information we can see in Lightning as, okay, let me, hopefully you are able to see. Okay. So this information, which is fields, okay, all fields, whatever fields we added in this particular tab, that is shown in details section or details tab, right? Then we have all this related list, okay? It is also in a single page, but here we have on the right hand side section, okay? So it's a little bit of like complicated page layout in, like we can say. In Classic, like all fields and related list and everything is only in one page. Okay, so that was the limitation of Classic. Then if I click on setup, sorry, I switched to Lightning, I did not realize. Yeah, if I click on setup, okay, exactly same search bar will gonna show quick find search bar. Okay, I can find any setting here, any setting, as well as object settings as well. Okay, so here if you can see this, we have administrator, we have build, deploy, monitor, job logs, everything in one place, okay, in Classic. Like all the settings, whatever settings you want to see of your organization and system administrator, you can see. If I want to go and see any, let's say, in setting, then I can just type in lead, okay, and it will gonna show all the settings. The only difference in Lightning is that you will also be able to see all the settings in the search bar or refine box, okay, in settings. Only the object settings will gonna show like object manager. Okay, that is also present here in object manager, but Salesforce has given like a shortcut to us, so we can directly go to object manager, okay, and search for any object settings like this. Here and here. So I don't think you'll be able to, like use this classic UI, but in case, okay, if there is any need, you should know how you can navigate in classic UI. Okay. Okay. So yeah, let's check the difference between Lightning and classic. Okay. So as I said earlier,
Sorry to interrupt,
Lightning,
ma'am.
yeah.
I have a question. Can we search for like objects, columns or the fields and the records in the classic UI as well?
Yes. Yes. Over here, fields we have, right? Exactly same fields and relationship. If you want to search for any particular object, leads. Okay, now I just type in leads. Fields are showing. If I click on fields, it will gonna show all the columns. Okay, if I go here, it will gonna show all the columns like this, but in classic like this. So similarly, we can see other informations as well. So regarding to any particular object, okay, you will see all the information in one look here. Okay, you just have to click on it and you have to search for it. For example, it's the annual revenue. You will be able to see that particular field name, the data type.
So if
Right?
I know the, like the record name or the object name, I can search for that as well, direct.
Yes, directly you
Okay.
can search for it.
So if I search for campaign, that will show up.
Yes.
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
Yeah. So okay. So we were talking about differences. So as I said earlier, Lightning UI is like more enhanced than classic UI. So the difference, one of the major differences, UI itself, right? The Lightning UI offers much better user interface experience to its user, okay, which has features like drag and drop functionalities that can be achieved without any code. So as I said earlier, if I go to any lead record, okay, let's say I open this particular lead record, it will be in a single page. All information is in a single page. But in Lightning, we have this like different components added, right? Activity, details, tracking, this component, here, this related component. Okay. Now, to make any changes in this particular page, okay, we don't have to write any code. We can simply drag and drop. Okay, we can add new components, we can add new values as well here. Okay, we don't have to write any single code. So uh, it offers like much better user experience. Then we also have higher security in um, Lightning UI. Okay, Lightning UI is a progressive platform. So as I said earlier, uh, before 2016, right, when there was only Classic, all companies used Classic UI. Okay, then later Salesforce Lightning was introduced. Okay, so in its initial days, uh, it was very difficult, to transition from Classic to Lightning because of the compatibility issues. Okay, with objects or any custom code, if developer has made any custom code, then applications. Okay, so users were not ready to use this Lightning UI, but those days are gone. Now everyone is using Lightning because this platform has evolved and it supports all custom objects, metadata, any custom code developer has created applications. Okay, so it is very simpler to use nowadays. And we will be also using Lightning UI only. Okay, um, throughout this course. Okay. So, any questions here in UI?
So now, so now we don't use Classic anymore, right?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. For nothing, right? Or there's some like different fields we use.
No. There are some organizations who still uses Classic, but they are also transitioning into Lightning. So in near future, Salesforce is going to deprecate this Classic UI. Okay. Any other question, guys?
No.
Yeah. So let's move to another topic, which is company information. Okay. Now, what is company information? So, company information provides, information about your organization or company when a new company is created. So, when you created your Salesforce developer org, that time it asks you your company, right? So, if I go here in setup, so we can search for company information. Okay, and click on company information. So basically, this will give you the idea about your organization. Right now, you can see whatever company information you have, company name you have given at the time of your developer or creation. But in real time scenario, when you will be working in any organization, right? Your first work will be to go and check your company information. So you will have some idea about your organization, right? So here in company information, you can see the details of licenses, company profile information like address, etc. So as you can see on the screen, okay, the first thing which you will see here is your company name. Okay, now whatever it may be. Let's say that you join Infosys, okay, and Infosys is using Salesforce. So once you come here in company information, you will see that organization name, for example, Infosys here. Okay, then address, your fiscal year, when it starts. Okay, here what is your default locale, language, your time zone. Okay, so here whatever time zone is, you can see that will be the global time zone. Okay, now let's say that any organization is from US or UK. Okay, so based on that, the time zone will be maybe EST or PST or something like that. Okay, now in one organization, there can be many employees from different time zones. Okay, so this will be the default or global time zone. Okay, and user can set his her own time zone in the user detail page. So if I go here in my user detail page, I will be able to add the time zone here. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Now currency and everything. And this is salesforce.com organization ID. So this ID is for your organization ID. Okay. This will be unique ID. Each and every Salesforce org, okay, will have a unique Salesforce ID. Okay, and this is very important. Why? Because let's say that if you need any help from Salesforce, okay, Salesforce support, you will raise a ticket with Salesforce support, right? And you will have to give this particular ID so that they will be able to check your org settings. Okay. If you don't give this ID, they won't be able to know because they have like multiple organizations, right? So always remember to give this ID to your Salesforce support team. Then the edition. Here you can see organization edition is developer edition. Now everyone knows that Salesforce has, like given the developer edition to its employee, partner, non-customer, prospect user to learn Salesforce. Okay, so it's the free edition. So in developer edition, there might be chances that some of the functionalities are not available, right? But when you are working in an organization, okay, that organization will have a different edition based on the company scale. Is it a small scale? Is it a mid scale, large scale? Based on that. Okay. So we have different types of edition. We have essential edition, professional edition, enterprise, group, unlimited. So mostly company uses enterprise edition and unlimited edition. If the company is large scale, okay, then unlimited edition. For mid scale, enterprise edition or professional edition, and small scale uses group edition and or essential edition. Okay. So
Hi,
in
I have a quick question. So the Salesforce organization ID that you mentioned over here, is it unique for every individual or is it unique for only company?
company, because this is company information.
Right, because yours is also set up from GuruSchools, right? So when I see my organization ID, it is different
It
from
will
what.
be different. Yes, it will be different. This company is your organization, right?
Right.
Now I have added here GuruSchools and you also have added here GuruSchools. But when you will be working in real-time scenario, there will be one organization with one organization name, right? Sorry, one Salesforce or with one organization name.
So now why it is not showing like same ID? Like
It
you
will
enter
not gonna
Guru.
show up. No. It will not gonna show up same ID. Why it will gonna show? Because my organization is different. Are we all in same organization? No, right? Everyone has created their different organization, different Salesforce organization. That's why the ID is different. If we all are in same organization, let's say that in this particular Guru school, okay, in users, you will see we all in a same organization, then only you will see that company organization will be same, because everyone has created their personal different Salesforce developer organization.
Sorry, just a bit confused. So let me ask you this way. So anyone who is working for Infosys, and let's say there are 10 employees over there, all of their organization ID will be different. Is that what you're saying?
No, I am saying that this Guru School,
Mm-hmm.
okay, I have written while creating the developer org, right?
Right.
When we have created our developer org, we have given company name. So I have given here company name, but when you will join the organization, will you be creating a company, developer org? No, right? There will be some person in that organization who will be onboarding you, who will create your user in that particular organization. Now, how to create user and everything, we are going to see later on in security module, okay? But in one organization, let's say Infosys, let's say I am the system admin and you join as a junior system admin, okay? You are a new hire. So it will be my responsibility to create your user, right, in the org. So what I'm gonna do, I'm going to create your user in the same org where I am, where like I reside, right? But the developer org is different, okay? That developer org is personal to you. I cannot see your developer org. I am not in your developer org. That's the reason the ID is different. I can give any name to this. Okay, right now I have given GuruSchools, but I can give this name as well. Now you can see that my company name is Amrapali, not GuruSchools, right? Just because you have created developer org and at the time of creation you have given your company name, whatever company you can give your name, you can give any company name, you can give any custom name, right? Why we asked you to give this as GuruSchools? Because we are like in a GuruSchool learning Salesforce, okay, and it will be like a organization name.
So,
Understood or any confusion?
ma'am, so even
Yeah.
if you change the company name, the ID will remain the same?
Exactly. ID will remain the same because it
Yeah.
is depend on the organization.
Yeah, because it's a
One,
developer. Okay, sorry, Amrapali.
yeah. Please go ahead, David.
Yeah, so the reason is like the different IDs. Like, so here we are like working on a developer or that is free provided by the Salesforce. So let's suppose, for example, someone was saying about Infosys, right? So let's suppose GuruSchools, right? So if we had the licensed version of Salesforce, and if we were giving you the accesses of that license, then in that case we all were, for example, if the ID is ABCD, right? So if you are onboarding to GuruSchools, if you join the classes of GuruSchools, then we are giving you our Salesforce access. Then in that case, the ID will be remaining the same. So Amrapali will be having the same ID, I will be having the same ID, you all guys will be having the same IDs. But here we are using the developer free org.
Yeah,
That's the reason.
training version, I think that's why it's.
Correct. So that's the reason it's different.
So in
If
a
you join,
professional version, you'll have a proper professionals. So the ID will
correct.
remain the same for all
Yeah,
the
if
employees,
let's
right?
suppose you joined any company, right? Let's suppose Infosys, right? So there, if you will check your teammates ID, then it will remain the same because you guys are under one umbrella, right? And here we
Okay,
are using the free version. That's the reason it's different.
got it. Thanks a lot for
Got it.
clarifying.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. Sorry, Amrapali, go ahead.
Yeah, sure. Thank you so much, David. Okay, so any doubts in ID? No. Okay, so we were discussing about editions. Yeah. So here organization edition is developer edition. Okay, but similarly we have different editions as well. Okay, so company have to purchase that particular organization licenses, okay, in order to use that organization or access that organization, okay. So based on the addition, pricing will be different, okay. Salesperson can communicate with your company and assign that particular addition to you. Now, as Devendra said, when you will be working in any organization, that will be a licensed edition, right? Whether it is enterprise or unlimited or professional, okay? Because your company is paying for that particular edition, okay? So in that one company, there might be different users, 10, 20, 100, thousands, okay, lakhs, depend on the company's case. Okay, so all these users will be in one organization. Right now we are in a developer org and each and everyone here has a different developer org. Okay, so uh, I don't have access to your developer org, you don't have access to my developer org, right? And that's the reason ID is different here because our orgs are different. Okay, even though the edition is same developer edition, but we are not working in the same organization. Okay. Yeah. Then
Yeah, Amrapali, I just shared one blog. So if anyone wants to go through that blog, so it will be, you guys can like understand the different licenses and different editions of Salesforce. So just bookmark it. So just in case, like if you want to deep dive into it. Okay.
thank you, David.
Thank you, sir.
So okay, so this information about your company, okay, name, your organization name, addresses, Salesforce ID and edition. Now, if I just scroll down, you will see here we have user licenses. Okay. Now, all these user licenses, for example, Salesforce license. Okay. It's the license provided by Salesforce in order to access their Salesforce org. Okay. So, in order to access this org, okay, I will have to assign this particular license to a new user, okay, and then that user will be able to access this particular organization. So as this is a developer edition, okay, Salesforce has given total licenses as 2. From 2, 1 licenses is already used because it is assigned to me and 1 license is remaining over here. Okay. But when you will be working in an organization or company, okay, they will have their total license number, okay. Uh, it depends what total number of license they have purchased, okay. Might be 200, might be 300, might be 50, right? So let's assume that if we have total licenses as 20 here, okay, and I have added all of you in this particular organization, okay, that means you will be able to log in the same organization, you will be able to work in the same organization, and in that scenario you will be able to see this company organization ID as well will be the same. Okay, so Salesforce has given this different licenses. So main license which we have is Salesforce license. The other licenses we have, then we have some permission set licenses, some feature licenses. Let's say if you want, uh, there are some features which require licenses in order to access those features. Okay, so that is called feature licenses. So if you want to use that particular feature, then your system admin will have to give you the or assign that particular license. That means you will have to assign that license to the user. For example, earlier someone mentioned campaigns, right? So in order to use campaigns or create campaigns or access campaigns, okay, to use that particular feature, user need this license, marketing user license. Okay, so if the user does not have this particular license, user won't be able to create campaigns or access campaign. Okay, so you will, as a system admin, let's say that if requirement comes up to you that this particular user need access to campaign, what you need to do is you'll have to assign this feature license. Okay, to user. Then there are some permission set licenses, and what is permission set licenses and all. All this we are going to learn. Then we are going to learn about the security model, because that time we are going to create users. Okay, with licenses, different profiles, different rules, everything. Permission set licenses. So don't worry about it. So just remember that in the company information, you can see the basic information about your organization, okay, and the licenses as well. So let's say that in future, okay, you are creating a user, but the license is not showing. Salesforce license is not showing. Okay, so what you can do is you can just come here in the to see the company information, and you can see uh, how many licenses we had, how many licenses we used, and if there is any remaining license. Okay, let's say that if there is no remaining license, this count is 0. Then as an admin, your job will be to identify whether any user has left the company, but that user is still active in the organization. Okay, if it is still active, you can deactivate it and you can use that license and give and assign it to other user. If not that scenario, then you will have to discuss this with your company to purchase new licenses, right? So that all information you can see here in company information. Okay, any questions here?
No, ma'am. Thank you.
No.
Okay. So we okay, these are just small topics. First is user interface, second is company information. Now, first, change organization name to hospital. Okay. Now, let's move here and let's understand the objects in Salesforce, okay, in detail. So, as I said earlier in previous class, okay, objects in Salesforce like a table, okay, it is exactly like a table. What we have in spreadsheet or Excel sheet, we have in Salesforce, okay. So objects in Salesforce represents in the form of table, okay, and here it is referred as entity in a database. So we have two types of object. One is standard object. Okay, standard object means the objects which are by default provided by Salesforce is called standard object. Okay, so here in standard objects we have accounts, we have leads, we have opportunities, we have contacts. Okay, all these are standard objects. Then the second is custom object. Custom object means the object which we create for business requirement is called custom object. Okay. Now, when you are creating custom object, that is up to you what name you want to give and other information. Okay, based on the requirement. So, in sales cloud, okay, Salesforce has like given this standard objects. Okay, so let's first try to understand what these objects are. Okay, and what data we can store in this particular objects. Okay, so first is leads. So lead means people who are interested in your product. Is it correct? Guys, my voice is not clear.
A lot
It's
of
clear.
traffic, echo, and everything is there. It's very hard to hear. When I
Traffic.
concentrate on you, yeah, the sound is deviating.
Actually, I'm using headphones. It is so much better. Like I cannot hear anything except her voice. Maybe you can
You-
try headphones or
I'm
earphones.
using my earbuds, yeah. Even after trying with earbuds, yeah.
I don't know how is it possible because
It's better now.
I am also using headphones. Not sure what the issue here is.
It's okay, ma'am. You can continue.
Okay. But even if I can speak, I want you to understand all this. So if my voice is not clear, I'm not sure.
It's okay now, Amrapali. Please continue it.
So leads, right? So leads means people who are interested in your product and services. So converting leads to loyal customer, okay, will be like success within a business. And by managing leads, in a systematic and structured way, okay, you can increase number of leads we generate and how many leads we convert. Okay, now all this information which I'm going to give you right now about this standard objects, basically this is for sales user or marketing user because they are going to use it, okay, on their day-to-day life. They're going to use it lead object, account object, contact object, right? As the admin, we will be going to understand what these objects are, what the use are for these objects, so that in future, let's say that if any requirement comes up, okay, we'll be ready. So as I said, leads means people who are interested in your organization, and salespeople generally work on this lead object. Okay, it's their job to manage leads, okay, in a systematic and structured way so that they can create more leads and convert more leads. Okay, more leads into customer, their loyal customer. So using this lead object, okay, we can maintain two separate lists. One is for prospective customers and one is for existing customers, right? So prospective customers means they are only interested in your product, they are not yet your customer. And existing customer means they are already using your product and services, right? And in future there may be chances that they are going to repeat the order. So you can store your prospect as a lead, okay? Then once the lead becomes qualified, okay, you can convert it into account, contact, and optionally opportunity. So this particular thing you can see. Let's assume that I am from the sales team. Okay, my day-to-day job is to work on this particular lead and convert this lead into a customer or account contact, right? So I will communicate with the customer via phone or email, right? Let's say that for about a month, I worked on this particular lead, okay? And now this lead is qualified and I want to convert this lead, okay? So what I'm gonna do, I'll create a new lead with my name. Let's create. Okay, this particular lead I have created, right? Let's say that now I've worked on this particular lead for about a month. The status is working, contacted. Okay, now I want to convert this lead into account and contact. So here we have this converted button. Okay, what you need to do is click on this converted, select convert status. Okay, and once you click on this select converted status, this particular pop-up box will gonna appear. It's a two part of this. Okay, so this one, first one is to create new account, new contact, and optionally new opportunity. If you do not want to create opportunity, here is a checkbox. Okay, you can simply just select this checkbox and it will not gonna create the opportunity. And second is you can select the existing one, existing account, existing contact, existing opportunity. If I search for existing, I don't have, right? I don't have any existing account with name GuruSchools. Okay, that's why it says zero matches, zero matches. But if the account is already existing in this particular organization, Salesforce will automatically recommend you that this is the match we found. If not, you can just type in and you can search it. Okay. So here in this scenario, I'm going to create account, contact, and opportunity from scratch. So once I click on this convert button, account, contact, and opportunity will gonna create. Okay, and this lead will no longer be there. So before converting this, let's understand details. So here we have name. So this name will gonna convert it into account, sorry, contact. This company will gonna convert it into account. Okay, so whatever the personal information we have here, for example, phone, mobile number, email addresses, right, title, this is the personal information. So that will gonna go up in here in contact. Fax number, industry, annual revenue. Okay, this will gonna go up here in company. So let's add some numbers here. Industry, agriculture. Okay, let's add this. And I'm going to save all this information And now we can convert this. Okay, so when we will convert this, we will be able to see that information in that account and contact. So converted, select converted status. Okay, account, contact, and optionally we are going to create the opportunity, and I'm going to give name as test opportunity. Okay, now I'm going to click on convert button. Okay, now this particular lead is converted into account, contact, and opportunity. Now if I go to lead, you won't be able to see that particular because this will be contact. But I can see this because I have assigned one permission in the backend. Okay, but in your organization you won't be able to see it. So whatever seed you have converted, you won't be able to see it. If you need to see any particular converted leads, then you will have to assign that permission. Okay, now let's go to account GuruSchools. Okay, this is the account which we just converted. So company name became account name. Okay, here we have fax number, here we have phone number, here we have industry and annual revenue. If I open contact, this is the contact we just created, okay, using that conversion button. So here we have name, account name. Okay, account name means this one, this account name, phone number, then we have email address, right? We have title here, and we also have addresses here, mailing address and billing address, but we have not given any addresses. That's why these fields are blank. So we did convert it into account, contact, and optional opportunities. So let's open opportunities as well. This one was to test opportunity. Okay. So these are all created when we converted that particular lead. Now team will have to work on this particular opportunity, okay, and close the deal. So once we converted leads into accounts, account means accounts are the company that you are doing business with. Okay, let's say that you work in a service-based company, right, which is Infosys or Cognizant or whatever it may be, and you have different clients, right? Different clients. So all those clients will become your account. Okay, client means they will be your company, the company with you're doing business. Okay, so that will become your account. Contact means the people who work in that particular company. Okay, so let's say that you are right now in Infosys, okay, and your client is GuruSchools. Okay, so the account will be GuruSchools. Contact will be Amrapali because this Amrapali works in GuruSchools, right? And you're doing business with me, Amrapali, okay, from GuruSchools. And this will be the opportunity. That means our deal in progress. Opportunities means deal in progress. So we can track and manage this potential deals with Salesforce opportunities, right? So opportunity record, track deals, details about these deals, including which account they are for. Okay, here we have account number. Who are the players? That means to whom you are communicating about this deal. Okay, then the amount of the potential sales and other information. Okay, so as a salesperson, you will work with this particular contact, and you will close this deal, right? You will close this deal. Either it will be close won or close lost. For example, close means you have successfully converted this customer, in your potential customer, or we can say loyal customer, right? Now, let's say that GuruSchools is your client. Okay, I am from GuruSchools and you are dealing with me. Okay, you belong to sales people from Infosys. Okay, and this is our deal. Okay, now you have worked with me throughout the month. Okay, and now I am purchasing, let's say, some product from you, or opting for any services, right? So once this is completed, you will need to close the deal. So for that, here you'll just have to come up here, close, select close stage. Okay, and here we have two stage, close one, close loss. Close loss means I'm not purchasing or subscribing for any services. Okay, this deal has been cancelled. Close one means I did purchase something. Okay, or in services, that means it is a win-win situation.
Amrapali, a quick question over here. So when you, even when the lead comes, so a salesperson is going to give us the leads, right? And then we enter that information into the Salesforce system, right? Am I correct?
No, this all scenario is for salespeople. Okay, whatever we have done right now, from creating leads, from converting leads into account, contact opportunity, working on opportunity, closing the opportunity, this will be all work for salespeople, not for system administrator. As a system admin, you should know how system works, okay? And in case in future, if there is any requirement comes up for
Sorry, I didn't hear your last part.
Yeah. So as I was saying, what I was saying, I forgot.
No, I asked you about the process. So you were mentioning that the salesperson is the one who is taking care of all this process, and as a system admin, we need to just ensure that we know how this works.
Say that. So that if any requirement comes up, okay, for example, adding a new field, here we have amount, we have expected revenue, but there is any requirement of adding a new field over here, right? So you will know where to add, how to add everything. If you know the system, you'll be able to work, right? So as a system administrator, it will be your job to add, modify any like changes over here. Let's say that we do not want tracking number, we want to replace this tracking number with different fields. So as a system admin, you will remove this tracking number, add any different fields. Similarly, you will work on contact and account if you get any requirement from your sales team or your client or any other. Okay, so whatever we have done over here, from creating leads to closing the deal using opportunity, the whole work is for salespeople. It's not for any system administrator. Our work will be in the backend to add, remove any feature functionality in that particular objects. Okay.
Yeah, thank you.
Any other question there?
So you are saying we don't deal with the leads, we just do the Backend work means what
Exactly.
exactly? Yeah.
Exactly. Backend work.
Okay. Okay.
So in leads, okay, right now we have these many fields added over here. Okay. Now in future, let's say that there is a requirement to add 10 more fields, right? So as system admin, we will be adding 10 more fields, and we will be adding those fields here in the page layout, and we will make sure that the sales user has access to the appropriate access to that particular fields. Okay, they will be able to access those fields in the page layout or in the leads. Okay,
Okay. So this is for just to understand how leads
just to
works.
right
Yeah.
how this process works, because this is the standard objects or standard process Salesforce has given built-in functionality, right?
Okay.
Any other question?
And I have a question. I mean, how this Salesforce comes into a picture for a company? It is used for to store data like a database, or how exactly it works for the company?
It's not like I mean it's a part of storing data, uh, but to handle that particular data as you are seeing right now, okay,
Mhm.
the work which we are doing, let's say that in Excel sheet or in spreadsheet we have added lead over there, right? And
Mhm.
then manually we created a different tabs, account, contact, opportunities, and there we are
Right.
like adding that this particular lead has become now a contact, this particular lead has become now an account. That will be a manual work, right? But here Salesforce has given us the functionality, built-in functionality for users to use that feature. Okay, and it's like a very enhanced and rich in features, okay, Salesforce platform, which gives you the ability to use Salesforce with the best of its, like uh, now this is only the one part which we saw of storing data or creating tables, right?
Mhm.
Table means objects in Salesforce language, right? So lead is a table, account is a table, contact is a table, right? We
Correct.
have we are managing different tables here and working towards it. Devendra, if you want to add anything here, you can.
So this particular Salesforce is used by only HR people, not by
No,
the employees.
No. It
employee.
depends upon the company requirement, like what is the requirement of the company, whether they are working on more on the security part, whether they are working on more on the automation part. So it depends upon differ upon company to company, like what is their actually their need. So as a system admin, like when we are confident and when we know about the configuration and all, so we can do anything, right? So we can do work on the security, we can do work on the automation part, we can work on the data management part. So, but as an admin, we should know the configuration, the in and out, like how to go to setup, how things are going. Like, so for example, if someone puts in some requirement in front of you, so as a system admin, we need to reproduce that particular issue. We need to connect with the user to get the requirement. So here, like, so as a admin, like we are not knowing that what day-to-day activity we are getting, right? So it depends upon
Right.
company to company. Like, so for example, if you join any company, that totally depends upon the user management part and security part. So they will, so mostly you will be getting the requirements from the users, like they are not able to access password reset and they are not able to see the objects, and also that part later on we will be seeing that how it works. So always depends upon the company, Soumya, right? So so we cannot assume that who is using Salesforce. Like, so when you told about HR, so I haven't heard that any HR is like, so mostly like Salesforce is used by the salesperson, marketing purpose to track the leads and all. but HR is like something different tools are used. Right?
Okay, I'm just taking an example, not exactly completely used by HR. I'm just taking for to picturize the things. HR
No,
has
no.
the accounts and contacts and everything, right? So I'm just understanding, for instance, just for instance, yeah. So
Yeah,
like
so
that, yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
but yeah, so for HR, like we can build a custom application, right? So we will be building one recruiting application, so that
Mhm.
HR can like line up the interview, so that so
Okay,
that custom application can be built and that can be used by the HR.
for only, okay, recruiting
Yes, yes. So we will be building one.
application is for HR. And if you take any other
Yes,
example, yeah, yeah, okay.
correct, correct.
Okay,
So it
yeah.
depends upon
Okay.
the application to application and what is the requirement of the client. So for example, let's suppose one of the companies there, right? So they want their HR team to use Salesforce, and there will be requirement coming to us like please build a recruiting application where our HR can track the employees and whose interviews are lined up and who is submitting for the interview. That way, like we can do.
Okay, so before the Salesforce, what they used to use in companies, in like in big companies, ADP or Infosys, whatever, for HR,
Um,
for this particular example, HR.
So, Soumya, it depends upon, right, to company, like what they will be using. So we cannot assume and we cannot tell the correct things, right? There are so many tools, right? So
Uh,
for HR, I think there are so many tools. But for Salesforce, like particularly when we talk about Salesforce, so it
mhm.
depends upon the company, right? So we will be building one recruiting application. So that will be tracking the list of the candidates and all. But
Okay,
yeah,
yeah. So since I have very zero knowledge about this, I just want to understand in very simple language in day-to-day life. I just talk with people with bank or what. I just want to picturize what exactly, how Salesforce will get into the picture for that bank or for the school or whatever. Yeah. So,
yes, yes. Okay.
yeah. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. So whenever like when you talk about school, when you talk about bank, so there will be different objects, right? So for example, when you talk about banks, so there will be a object like credit card, debit card, saving accounts, demat account. So that type of objects will be there, and there like as an admin. So see, and when you talk about school, so there will be a option of like different classes and different teacher object, so
Mhm.
that type of like object will be there, but as an admin we need to do the configuration and whatever the ask of the the user, so that type
Okay.
like yeah, so but as an admin like we will be able to do in any scenario whatever we are given.
Okay, so the bank or the company or the school will tell us that they wanted to have these features. So they
Correct,
ask
correct,
us to build this, add all the fields or the objects. So that's what you're telling me, right?
correct. Like for
Yeah.
example, let's suppose
Okay.
a lead, right? So we are on the lead object, right? You can see
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Christian Akin, right? So for
Okay.
example, let's suppose California International School is there, right? So
Right.
let's suppose you are a principal of that school. So you
Right.
will be telling that any student who is submitting the form should come to me. So
Okay.
that way we can create a lead like whenever like someone selects the school name as California International School. So
Mm-hmm.
that lead will be assigned to Soumya. So that
Okay.
way, like we can implement and we will be seeing in the since this is second class, so we don't want to deep
Yeah.
dive
Yeah.
into it. So
Yeah. Yeah.
in the
Yeah.
upcoming classes, we will be seeing how the security works, how the
Okay.
automation works, and how leads generation and all will be working.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Those are the big words to me, automation and
Yeah,
everything.
yeah,
So
yeah,
yeah.
definitely.
Yeah.
Like when I was
Yeah.
also
Yeah.
learning that, I was into a different world. Like why I choose this and why I'm here.
So yeah. Yeah. Thanks a
Definitely,
lot.
like
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
day by day, like if you learn practice, you will be into it. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Okay. Any more questions? If not, then I guess we can wrap this up. Okay. That's it for today. It was all the theory session, so we will not gonna send any assignments to you guys. Okay, for this, once we will, work on the this practical ones. Okay, that time we are going to share the